acceptable to the authority having jurisdiction, CMP1. Arc Fault Circuit Interrupter, AFCI. A device intended to provide protection from the effects of arc faults by recognizing characteristics unique to arcing and by functioning to de-energize the circuit when an arc fault is detected, CMP2. Array. A mechanically and electrically integrated grouping of modules with support structure, including any attached system components such as inverter as, or DC to DC converter as, and attached associated wiring. 690, CMP4. Ascarel. A generic term for a group of non-flammable synthetic chlorinated hydrocarbons used as electrical insulating media, CMP9. Informational note. Ascarels of various compositional types are used. Under arcing conditions, the gas is produced, while consisting predominantly of non-combustible hydrogen chloride, can include varying amounts of combustible gases, depending on the Ascarel type. Associated apparatus. Apparatus in which the circuits are not necessarily intrinsically safe themselves, but that affects the energy in the intrinsically safe circuits and is relied on to maintain intrinsic safety. Such apparatus is one of the following. Electrical apparatus that has an alternative type of protection for use in the appropriate hazardous, classified location. Electrical apparatus not so protected that shall not be used within a hazardous, classified location. CMP14. Informational note number 1. Associated apparatus has identified intrinsically safe connections for intrinsically safe apparatus, and also might have connections for non-intrinsically safe apparatus. Informational note, note 2. An example of associated apparatus is an intrinsic safety barrier, which is a network designed to limit the energy, voltage, and current available to the protected circuit in the hazardous, classified location under specified fault conditions. Informational note, no 3. See ANSI UL 913, Intrinsically Safe Apparatus and Associated Apparatus for Use in Class 1, 2, and the 3rd, Division 1, Hazardous, Classified Locations, ANSI UL 60079, 11, Explosive Atmospheres, Part 11, Equipment Protection by Intrinsic Safety, I, and ANSI ISARP 12.06.01, Recommended Practice for Wiring Methods for Hazardous, Classified Locations. Instrumentation, Part 1, Intrinsic Safety for additional information. Associated non-incentive field wiring apparatus. Apparatus in which the circuits are not necessarily non-incentive themselves, but that affects the energy in non-incentive field wiring circuits and is relied on to maintain non-incentive energy levels. Such apparatus is one of the following. Electrical apparatus that has an alternative type of protection for use in the appropriate hazardous, classified location. Electrical apparatus not so protected that shall not be used within a hazardous, classified location. CMP14. Informational note no 1. Associated non-incentive field wiring apparatus has designated associated non-incentive field wiring apparatus connections for non-incentive field wiring apparatus and also might have connections for other electrical apparatus. Informational note no 2. See ANSI UL 121201, Non-Incentive Electrical Equipment for Use in Class 1 and 2, Division 2 and Class 3, Divisions 1 and 2 Hazardous, Classified Locations for additional information. Attachment Fitting, Weight Supporting, WSF, Weight Supporting Attachment Fitting. A device that, by insertion into a weight-supporting sealing receptacle, establishes a connection between the conductors of the attached utilization equipment and the branch circuit conductors connected to the weight-supporting sealing receptacle, CMP18. Informational note no 1. A weight-supporting attachment fitting is different from an attachment plug because no cord is associated with the fitting. A weight-supporting attachment fitting in combination with a weight-supporting sealing receptacle secures the associated utilization equipment in place and supports its weight. Informational note no 2. See ANSI NEMA WD6, American National Standard for Wiring Devices, Dimensional Specifications for the standard configuration of weight-supporting attachment fittings and related weight-supporting sealing receptacles. Attachment plug, plug cap, plug. A device that, by insertion in a receptacle, establishes a connection between the conductors of the attached flexible cord and the conductors connected permanently to the receptacle. CMP 18. Audio autotransformer. A transformer with a single winding and multiple taps intended for use with an amplifier loudspeaker signal output. 640, CMP 12. Audio signal processing equipment, audio equipment. Electrically operated equipment that produces, processes, or both, electronic signals that, when appropriately amplified and reproduced by a loudspeaker, produce an acoustic signal within the range of normal human hearing, typically 2020 kHz. Within Article 640, the terms equipment and audio equipment are assumed to be equivalent to audio signal processing equipment. 640, CMP 12. Informational note. This equipment includes, but is not limited to, loudspeakers, headphones, preamplifiers, microphones and their power supplies, mixers, MIDI, musical instrument digital interface, equipment or other digital control systems, equalizers, compressors, and other audio signal processing equipment, and audio media recording and playback equipment, including turntables, tape decks and disc players, audio and multimedia, synthesizers, tone generators, and electronic organs. Electronic organs and synthesizers may have integral or separate amplification and loudspeakers. With the exception of amplifier outputs, virtually all such equipment is used to process signals using analog or digital techniques that have non-hazardous levels of voltage or current. Audio system.